starting voice call with Orcs. With a sledgehammer. Ooh. 43 gifted subs to the channel. Thank you so much. Orcs, why can't I hear you? Hang on. Hold that pretty little voice. Hold it.
Yep.
Oh, you are coming through the screen. Hello. Oh, don't.
Hello.
Oh. Hello. It's been a while. Last time I saw you was in Europe.
Yeah, dude. Wait, you're not in Europe anymore?
No.
You fucking left me?
I left you.
Snake. What
Dude.
the
Bro.
Bro.
I was going to come meet you at MSI, but I went the wrong way. I went to Australia. I went south.
Yeah, it's a little bit further away. Well, actually, technically, you're closer to MSI than we were.
True. Actually, true. Oh my God, I just realized. That's right. Gone are the days
we had like 4 a.m. call times, by the way, some of the days.
Really? Oh, because Korea time, it's messed up. Hang on.
Well, it wasn't. It was 4 a.m. taxi time to get to the studio, but still, yeah, it was pretty fucked.
So it's 8:36 a.m. right now, so they're only an hour behind us. Because China's 3 hours behind, but Korea is only 1 at the moment because we're in daylight savings. Where are you?
Save the daylight. You can save the daylight. I'm in.
English.
Well, it was in Berlin, right? Britbong land, but
yeah,
we were in Berlin.
It's 1:36 a.m. That's why you asked me how long the show's gonna go for. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm in the UK now, so it's only half midnight.
Oh.
But Priscilla was like, "Don't be too loud."
No. How
Well,
is she? How's the fam?
Good. You know, it's been nice to be back. We have some time off. I've been cooking more.
Oh yeah.
Meeting up with a friend tomorrow. He's coming round and have a good time. Just
what have you been cooking? What's the? You said cooking. I'm into that.
It's bolognese. It's pretty.
Bolognese. Wow.
Yeah.
So how's that different from bolognese?
Bolognese. Bro, you can't. I'm English. You adopted my language, right? You can't tell me how to speak.
Yeah, but ours sounds better. We made it better, dude. Change is always good, you know?
I mean, it is bolognese, but I just... Bolog. I gotta have the log in it. Can't spell bolognese without log.
Sorry, I'm a bit of a shit stirrer today. Hang on, I need to add your text.
There you.
Yeah, only today. Hang on, can we make text more appealing? On a white background, please. Hang on a minute. I've got a special spot for you. Properties.
Oh.
Color. Make it.
Wow, that white on white is working really fucking, really fucking well.
So scuffed already. Oh God. This is why people tune in. They know it's not going to be a good product. They just know it's going to be a product. All right. Look, there we go. How it feels like it needs an underline. Dude, you're an MSI caster now. You know? Dude, by the way, you know what? We got 20 people in here ready to listen. But your MSI desk, pretty lit. You dropped some banging jokes as well. I feel like you went outside the expected realm of a guest. Guests, happy to be there, going to be positive. You were cheeky as fuck. And that's who you are.
It was so fun doing that with Raz, and my highlight was the Nivea passive one.
Oh yeah. Do you have a Wait, do you have a VOD of it? Do you have a clip? I'm still not sure if I can't remember the joke I saw. So,
dude, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know.
Okay, that's all right.
There was definitely RNG posted a clip of the Gala.
Thank you.
Damn one.
I don't know.
So, Orcs, while we're here, I'd pop up the chat as well, because there'll be a lot of the time with roster shows like this. I've found people like, they'll make like a comment like, oh, actually this player, this was just like, they double check us, which is nice. But mainly, just a heads up, the document I sent you, the one you're in. This one, so this is spring, and for all the audience out there, this is spring. So this is all what was in spring. So orange is not confirmed, right? So this is what like the finished rosters were in spring. We don't have to worry too much about coaches today, honestly. Like,
wait, Xiaohu was an RNG in spring?
he was
Dude, how
actually. Did you know?
How did I miss that?
Oh, I don't know. He just wasn't in the right lane. So
Also, I want to shout out
Mm.
Hoflax24 for gifting me a sub to your channel. What a legend.
Dude, I've heard that guy. He orders everything from me. You know, he wants me to cast his games. He wants me to be his fan, I guess. It's so nice.
You know,
yes.
just got some people commenting in the chat. Didn't LNG acquire another top laner? I fucking hope so, but I don't think that's the case.
Oh god. So you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? So I'm gonna use Leaguepedia, right? And if there's anything, Mr. Dan Harrison, that we get towards, like, you're like, oh, we missed this, like with each team, just fill me in, because I know also rosters have been announced from teams, but it's always nice having like Leaguepedia, you know, in one place.
Dude, you know what tells me? Like, I understand why they do it and everything, but when teams tweet like summer roster and it's the exact same fucking roster, and I'm like looking through, like, bro, you haven't changed anything, and they're like, this is our roster. You just couldn't let me go, could you? And I'm like, great, you know, you got my attention for like 27 seconds.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh god, sorry, hang on. Mo Chaser, thank you for the sub.
Can I just comment how big the Leaguepedia ads are, by the way?
They're fucking huge, dude. They were never that big. They literally overtake.
Dude, it's just fucking blasting you.
I mean, it's on the sides, it's on the top. Like, you know, there's a lot of stuff now. And to be fair, they need funding, right? They need help running, right? So
can you imagine how fucked it would be if Leaguepedia just like ceased to? Oh my god, man.
Oh, dude, I don't know what to. You'd use Liquipedia, right? So I don't know.
Oh god.
Well, I can't remember who on the team used to use Liquipedia. I don't know, but I was just like, I just don't. I don't like the layout as much.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't used Liquipedia much. Maybe it's a outside product, and I've just said horrible things to them, so that when it does come out, they're gonna like add a little tag note to my. When people shift to it, let's say, if Leaguepedia stops being used, they'll add a little tag note like Orcs is a dickhead. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, after saying that, I usually use dark mode as well, and this is kind of sinful that it's all in white. So.
Oh, there's a little look. There's a moon top right.
Oh yeah, there is too. But every time it changes, like, oh yeah, I have to do it on every page.
Wait, you have to do it on every page. Okay, that's.
I think so. And your name is in black, so now I have to keep changing it.
Yeah. Okay, this is a mistake.
Liquipedia is the off-brand buy one get two free site. Oh, well, that makes sense. And Mobifire apparently to Hoflax is equally bad. Mo Chaser, you're a legend for 14
we get
months.
it. The Udi, like, fucking hell, man. They're shoving this Udi in our face. Jesus Christ.
All right, so I'm turning everything back to white. People can be blinded. Let's start with BLG after we get rid of the ads, because BLG's probably made like one of the biggest changes, and I know that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, maybe this team's like literally the same. So I'm going to fill it out, and while we're doing that, what do you actually think? Because trading Bin for Breathe, I don't know, Breathe didn't really have an amazing time on BLG. Like, he was great when he was on OMG. He was really good on WE.
Dude, I feel like Breathe did about as well as you could expect him to do, in all honesty. I feel like this roster this lineup just didn't function.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, is that if there's like a team where you're like, these players are bad, it's like, whatever, move on, who cares? Okay. The problem with BLG is, I think like the lineup's kind of stacked, as was mentioned in spring, but they just don't work together.
Yeah. BLG
would be a fantastically stacked lineup to get in your solo queue game, but they probably should have kept it to the solo queue games, because in competitive, it doesn't function well. And all I'm going to say is, Bin's style of play, I feel like, I don't know,
similar enough, or
I mean, it's not even that. I feel like Bin's aggressiveness, his disregard for the existence of the enemy jungler, and his willingness to trade on every scenario, I feel like you could really get fucked.
Yep.
if I feel like BLG could just leave him out to dry, and we have like a horrific split from Bin, or maybe they suddenly get good. It seems like such a cope.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like I was really excited because it felt like when Uzi was in, there was a bit more direction with BLG, but he still just wasn't at a. I don't think he was not at his competitive level from when he last played in 2019.
That's my thought process. Maybe, right? Bin comes in and he's the big shot now. He has just won MSI, okay? Rather than being on RNG where he's the little baby. And he goes, look, guys, play for me. Yeah. He's now taking Uzi's spot as the centerpiece. And he's like, guys, everyone just pay. Wait, I want you to sit in the top brush for 3 minutes to get a gank off. Fofo, I mean, he's not going to move anyway. You can't do anything to make him move. Crisp, roam top 4 minutes, you know? Like, I don't know, man. Maybe if Bin is a centerpiece to play around, that would work. But I still feel like AD carry, if anything, AD carry is going to be even more relevant after the changes. So I don't know, man.
I just,
my hopes on high.
I'm just always worried because, you know, this team to me still has like, it's still similar issues where the identity of BLG was like they have so many focal points. That was like the issue in spring where we're looking at bot. We're like, okay, if it's Uzi, then we know how RNG played around Uzi. We know that Fofo was kind of a centerpiece for Rare Adam in the past. Weiwei is his own kind of like special attention jungler, and Breeze was the same on WE. It's like WE won with Beisheng playing towards top, and that was kind of the issue. And yeah, I don't know. This is like a lot of people said this was a team that needed a full split, and I just got a message as well from MDK Dragon, who was saying that Doombee's been praising BLG on his stream, but again, that's scrim data, and it's gonna be.
Yeah, I like that's the thing is I could see BLG just bopping people in scrims, honestly. And again, like scaling is a little bit more pertinent with the durability changes. True. Especially like these guys could come out swinging because 12-10 towers do a lot more damage. Towers are jacked, so like diving early isn't not as easy. So I could see this team like if this team gets to team fights and everyone's hyper farmed because they're not the best at making set plays, they're not the best at moving around the map because they're a little bit slow because everyone's playing to just farm up and be powerful. And if they get to that point, then they can really be a menace. So I could see them actually doing pretty well on like on 12-10 the first couple of patches. I still don't have faith in this team to be like they are like a litmus check. If a team doesn't have good enough players, I could see BLG shitting on you. I could see them absolutely just like mechanically they are very skilled. If they get to that point in the game, they will just win. But against the top end of the team, like that's what I mean. I feel like against like the really good lineups, it doesn't matter because you know pound for pound, like they can either equal you or be better and have better team play.
True.
But I do have a question though, right? Yeah. Let's say BLG bombs again and looks horrific. Okay, who will you be most sad about in the roster? Like who do you wish would have success on this roster? Who would you be disappointed to see it go and miss again?
I don't know, but I guess I was thinking like Bin, like I was kind of for Breathe, just because of like Breathe was up and coming and Breathe was a top tier top laner. But I don't know.
I can go first if you want.
Crisp.
I got mine.
Yeah, but
I think for me it's Crisp. Okay. I think for me it's Crisp. I think Crisp is like when you. I think Ming and Mako are like the top tier, right?
Yep.
And I think no one's on that level. I think Ming especially now after his MSI performance, but I think Crisp and Hung, I would say, are like the next level down.
PP God.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can make an argument for. I don't think he's quite there, but maybe like when V5 was playing good, he definitely looked better. V5, PP God and Forte got some good performances. But yeah, I think Crisp is like a really solid support, and like obviously I'm a support player. I love seeing him play, but it just feels like on this roster you're a bit. I don't know. If this roster goes boom again, I will be sad, and I will hope. That's the thing. Like, there's so many players in this roster where I'm like, dude, imagine if like I don't know. Imagine like if LNG. Okay, Bin probably wouldn't be a good fit for LNG, but like imagine if like this team who have issues in this position had this player. You know, think how much stronger they could be. True. Think how much things could change up, and it's just sad.
So with that, BLG, I've made a new column. It's called Orcs Thinks. Let's see what ugly color we can put in. Hang on. Ew. Pink. How's that? Oh, yeah. So.
Oh, I like pink.
Last time I did this, I did it with rankings like top 6. It doesn't have to be specific, right? Because, you might put out power rankings between now and then. This is a general thought. And because we're going through each roster, it's going to be hard, and we can change this at the end. But right now, I want you to give me, like, with BLG's change and with the same, like, similar glaring issues, scarcity of, like, going up against top teams where individual skill matters, but they're not an EDG. They don't feel like an RNG. What is this? Is this a top 4, a top 6, top 8? Top 10 is valid.
Probably top 8.
Top 8.
Which is kind of it's the same thing we kind of saw in spring. I don't think it's changed. I think ultimately, like, we saw that series against RA, I believe, where even though, I was hyped on RA, it kind of just felt like BLG just skill checked them. They were just better players. But I don't think that works for long. And maybe, maybe after looking over the list, I'll think actually there's enough rosters to kind of knock them out of top 8. But I think top 8 I'm comfortable with.
Okay. And again, if we get down and you're like, oh, I've got 9 teams in the top 8, and you want to slash one, like, we can do that. Yeah. That's BLG. I haven't changed.
Also, I just want to note, Damwon Gaming Kia 00 has been asking some questions. I think because one of them was about top esports, one of them was about RNG. We'll probably address them when we get to those teams, if that's cool with you.
Oh, that's so cool with me. You can take. Hey, come over, run the stream. Look, Newcastle's an hour from me, so. You're not far away. It's kind of weird. If anyone doesn't know, England and Australia, well, New South Wales, both have a Newcastle. And they're both north.
Fucking wild, dude.
Weirdly enough. Yeah. Kind of cool. Well, I mean, we are called New South Wales, so I wonder where that came from. All right. One thing we didn't talk about, it's sad that Uzi's taking the split off, but let's be fair. We waited weeks to see him. We then saw him, and then it was like, well, it wasn't as impressive as one would have thought, but to be fair, he hasn't played competitive for a while, so he's taking the split off.
I don't think he was bad. I think, you got to remember that, like, Uzi's one of these legacy players that kind of similar to Faker.
Yeah.
Like, Faker was so far ahead of his time, but the game has advanced a lot. So, like, even though Faker's obviously still at the top of the game, he's no longer miles ahead of it, right? Which is kind of similar thing for Uzi. Like, in Uzi's prime, he was ahead of the game. And it was just like this crazy thing to see, especially given that he was a Chinese player when we're in the era of Korean dominance. But ultimately, I think BLG wasn't the team to help him shine.
I agree.
So, but I don't think it's like particularly on him. I mean, clearly he said, like, his statement is that he doesn't think he's good enough at the moment.
Which
and
is a good mentality, I will say. Like Uzi in the past has seemed stubborn.
I hope we see him back.
Yeah. There's also a new mid laner. We don't have to talk about him, but Xiao Dai. I'm looking at his career stats. I don't know if you look at my stream. He's got 1 game played in competitive on Yasuo. And that's it. That's all the stats I have.
Fucking legend.
So he's now...
And he didn't go 0-10? Dude, does he know how to play Yas?
Well, to be fair, he went 1-3-7. So it wasn't the most...
1-3-7's okay, man. I've seen Yasuo scores far worse than that.
That's true. I think we all have, honestly. But yeah, so back up for Fofo. Coach, we don't need to touch on. Dian's still somewhere in there. Dwan actually came in. Dwan came for the main roster, so Dwan is head coach. We'll look at that later. I'm actually going to get rid of coaches for now.
You're actually missing for EDG, right? Chao Shang was on the roster for spring, right?
Oh, was he? Well, yeah, he was, but he left.
Yeah, but I'm saying because for the spring roster.
Oh, I've messed up. Oh, jeez.
It's fine. We're gonna change anyway. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Well. I'm gonna go to the actual page. Yeah, because he went to top lane, which is kind of good. Xiaoshang wasn't that bad. When I saw him in 2019, 2020, I thought he was pretty decent. He actually filled in quite a bit. Oh my god, the ads are killing me.
Yeah, he had some games to split. Maybe the expectation was he wasn't gonna get any games in summer.
Yeah.
Because I know there was like personal reasons why he stepped in for Flandre, so. Maybe that's why he ended up going to a different team. It's nice to see him, obviously, on a roster where maybe he'll get more time to flex. But obviously, TT slightly worse teammates, I would say, than EDG.
Yeah. Just a heads up for everyone. Clearlove is now a supervisor. He is no longer a sub jungler. I don't know if that was clear, but Junja's back on the roster, which is kind of sad. Yeah. Dude, just quickly talking about Junja, as I go through the roster, I believe everything else is the same. Yes, it is. They hadn't made any changes, which is nice. The only change, again, is Junja's back, who was on RA last split, but he played.
I don't think he played. I think he played during the Master Cup. He played during the Master Cup. I don't think he actually played the entire split. They just because they brought Liam back in, and Liam was like the best player on the team.
Yeah. He was good.
I'm actually
looking. Top 3 jungler.
Yeah, they had Junja for the Damasha Cup where they kind of
didn't play
do great, and then he didn't play for the whole split. So honestly, I don't think it's just necessarily better or worse. It's like he's probably going to be riding the bench on EDG as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But he's isn't he? I don't know. Lyric was keeping up to date. I don't know if you were, but he was top 3 in Korean Challenger for 2 years straight or something. Like he was holding a top position. I'm not sure it's still like that because I think Iwandi is. Well, last I checked, like months ago, it was still up there.
Doesn't Rookie recently have like 2 accounts? Or was it Showmaker? No, I think it might be I don't know. I think it might be Showmaker. Some big mid laner. Is that Rookie Showmaker has 2 accounts in like top 10 or top 5 or some shit. Anyway, I mean, I think the thing with jungle is so different between competitive and solo queue.
True.
I'm not like trying to discredit them all, but I can see like if you had an AD carry who's like Pima rank 1, then it'd be kind of like fair play.
Yeah.
But I think the difference it made having Lian with RA compared to Junja was pretty massive. And I also feel like if you're behind JJ, I don't think you're gonna have much time. But I mean, we can talk about EDG in general. I still maintain I think Viper was, for me, best AD carry.
Yep.
Probably in the world. Which some people might disagree with, but I think like EDG were just falling apart and Viper was just trying to do his thing. Like, because I mean, Gumayusi, definitely people were making the argument for him, but Gumayusi at MSI was rough. I think even though EDG were looking rough, Viper still looked sick. And the fact is, Viper Mako is a fantastic bot lane. Scout was definitely inconsistent during spring, but he had like that pop off Azir game. JJ did the kind of, he goes from Wills where he's just the best jungler in the world, and then Spring Split was like, but I think Flandre was like probably the biggest issue. I also think just how this team functioned together was a big issue.
Oh yeah,
but
dude, like coming back, you got to hit JJ again because JJ's first 2 games of spring were insane. Everyone's like, oh my god, this guy's like hard carrying, and then he literally fell off a cliff. Like his spring was then like pretty garbage up until we got to playoffs, and then his playoffs got a lot better, and then his finals, it was not finals, was it series before finals? Like he was a bit better. So
yeah.
I don't know, dude. JJ was so good at the start of spring, and then he literally just ended.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But Flandre, you want to hit Flandre, I know, because even Flandre, I'm not sure if Flandre actually came out like criticizing himself, or there was talk about it.
I heard talk that there was some personal issues going on. I can't remember or don't know the specific details, but all I know it wasn't a good split for him, and there was something behind the scenes that meant it wasn't a great split for him. So hopefully we get a better performance in summer. But ultimately, I'm actually I feel like the changes, like the durability changes, I feel like there's a lot of AD carry mid picks that I think Scout and Viper can take over on. The fact as well, Enchanter supports are more viable.
Yep.
People are still gonna be playing the engaged ones as always, but like with the durability changes, like Riot is really trying to make it so Enchanter supports are more viable in pro play, and they're kind of hitting critical mass where they've done so many changes where they're not taking over, but I think the current patch they're more like acceptable. And I think Mako is probably, Mako is obviously, I've said he's like up there with Ming as like best supports, but also I feel like Mako is someone who will play an Enchanter and the team will function with him on an Enchanter. That's my main concern for RNG. I think RNG with Ming not engage isn't great, but I think like I think the meta, the way it's going to hit, and again, meta can change over the course of the tournament. But coming into spring, summer, sorry. Coming into start of summer, I'm actually pretty hyped for EDG.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me then, because I will say, I put RNG first in spring, and that honestly feels like luck that RNG won spring, won MSI. I'm never right. So EDG was my second. You know, after winning Worlds, people were like, "Oh, you crazy to put RNG over EDG." What about EDG this split then? Because essentially we're going under the assumption that there's no changes. Even with Junja in the background, we're assuming we'll stay in the background. Now it's just the feeling of meta. Where you think EDG are going to go. And, I mean, this team I expect at Worlds, I will just say. Like, if this team's not at Worlds, that's a massive upset, a massive surprise. So, top 2 for you or top 4?
I think for me, I'm gonna put them at top 4 for now. I might change them later depending on how I feel, but they're definitely top 4. And I think the player talent is there. We've seen them do it before, right? This is a World Championship roster, and I think the meta, at least at the start of summer, will be good for them. We don't know how the meta is going to develop over the course of the split, but you know, they've just, one of the things you got to think about patches, right? They've just done a big durability patch change, right? That is something that massively changes the systems. No matter how much they change over the course of the split, that will still be in place, right? They have done that change because, like, we think the game will be better or healthier with this this way, right? They're not going to just turn around like 2 weeks into the split and flip it in reversal, right? It's not. It's not a. What was it again? The Chemtech Soul. It's not Chemtech Dragon, guys. It's not Axiom. So I would think that, at least with the context of those changes, I feel like they're positive changes for EDG compared to the rest of the LPL teams. And I would expect that to give them an edge. So we'll go for top 4 for now and see how we go.
I mean, that's safe, right? Because I know we've had some other roster changes, and I'm pretty sure we've got them all in. Like, I'm pretty sure most rosters have been announced. Anyone in chat can confirm. Dan, you can also confirm if I'm going off the rails and we haven't actually properly confirmed. But I've seen most rosters announced on Twitter, on Chinese socials. So that's, I mean, another timing. Well, I was actually going to do this today because LPL starts in 5 days. We're always late at our
No, bro. No. I mean, I'm excited for it, but it's so soon,
it's
dude.
So soon. Like... And I mean, like, for me, it's... I mean, I'm going away over the weekend. So 10th, 11th, 12th, I'm not available. So I guess for me,
yeah, true. Starting. Yeah, bro.
But for you guys... let me go to FPX.
I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm there for it.
You're there. You coming back? We asked you back? We did. I made sure. I was like, even if you have to take my pay, take it all so that Dan gets back on the LPL. That's what I said. I walked up and I was like, you know what? I'll dance for you. You know, I'll wear the clown costume. I'll be the clown. None of this happened. Okay, so FPX. Let's talk, dude. I'm off the rails this morning. Has anything changed? Nothing's changed.
Oh wait, I heard rumors. When FPX getting a new top laner, or was that just a rumor?
Well,
when people saying they were signing Summit. Because also they've dropped Gory because they brought in, who's the mid lane they moved up? Care. Yeah, Care is now going to be the only mid because they dropped Gory because, I mean, we all know why.
Yep.
And I think people were talking a rumor that Summit is going to be coming in to take up the impulse slot, but I don't know if that's confirmed.
Right.
So, you know.
Well, Beichuan was let go. That's the only roster. They're busy playing Valorant right now.
Surely they must have said goodbye to Gory. I'm sure I saw that somewhere, like, legitimately.
All right, chat. FPX Summit was a rumor. Okay, this is where we go into rumors. Gory going to PSG Talon, because remember the PSG Talon doesn't actually have a mid laner, so that kind of lines.
Oh yeah,
up a little bit.
That was it. Yeah, wasn't that Gory to PSG? Yeah, I remember seeing that.
So these are okay. Cool that there's not a line of rumors this time. so FPX is a roster that's not confirmed.
Oh, dun 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 dun. Wait, did that just have sources for these rumors and it had Doinby?
It's not Doinby, is it?
Wait, click back on the FPX. Was on the FPX thing at the bottom?
Yeah. Oh, it is Doinby.
Source Doinby. That's so funny to see.
Here we go
That's
again.
so funny to see.
Be fair,
though,
Doinby's hit rate last split and like the last year, he was like 90+%. And I'm wondering, is he getting in trouble for any of this? Because he just keeps doing it. He keeps leaking. And I think
he doesn't fucking care.
Is he getting in trouble?
Dude, he gets like a $1,000 fine every single time he does it, and he's like, "I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing it."
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well, Gory will put a question mark next to. All right. That's still gonna stay orange.
Well, definitely Care's there, right? For sure.
Okay.
And I think even if they wouldn't get rid of Gory, I don't see. I feel like they would be starting Care. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe the Mayor's better for Gory. I'm not saying better for Gory compared to Care, but I mean just better for Gory than like last. But to be fair, like he was playing Corki. Like the start of the split was like Corki Victor meta, and he managed to fuck that up. It's ingrained into my head that week 1 game against RNG when he died level 1 to Shahu's Victor's Corki.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't even know how that's possible.
Dude, I mean, everyone was like, "Oh, but he's such a good team fighter," and you know that narrative came true. But dude, the laning phase.
That's just a fun thing. They actually won that game as well.
They did. I mean, and he actually like had it was. You said it was a Corki game, didn't you? Was he the Corki or the Victor?
Yeah, he was the Corki, and he got solo kill by Victor.
And that's right. And then he had some really good packages, and I was just like, okay, I don't know. He always kind of flipped a switch, and you know, it's kind of an easy cop out to say, "Oh, but he's a great team fighter." That eventually became true, but boy oh boy, his laning phase was like watching Jay, Vici Gaming Jay back in the day, or who else was a horrible laner? Like Forge in his early days from Rogue Warriors. Yeah. Holy crap, that dude.
I feel like the problem as well, like, if your laning's rough, there is just mid laners in the LPL. You will just lose the whole match.
Yeah.
The whole game will just be lost because you get gapped so hard.
Yeah.
If you're underwhelming a lane. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna confirm. Like, I'm gonna highlight green the rest, right? Because I haven't heard anything. It's 5 days till LPL. The rumor spread around by Doomby is that no Gory, right? But they still have Care. So
yeah. And then I don't know where the rumor about Summer came from, but you know, I feel like it's such a weird one as well. I think Shallow is pretty good, right? I think he's had a solid performance, and he's still fresh, right? I feel like this is a player who has the opportunity to grow.
That's right.
You know, and the fact that to drop him so soon would be really disappointing.
Look, it doesn't make sense when FPX, like, their whole mantra was trying out a new team dynamic, and they're not going to do it for once. Like, doing it for one split and it doesn't work when you've got the other talent in the league, like, that just seems ill-advised.
Tell you what I want though, right? We see teams that are AD centric.
Yep.
We see teams that are top centric.
Yep.
We do see teams that are mid centric. Jungle centric as well, not as common, but we do see it. I feel like FPX should be the trendsetters. They should be a support centric team, and everyone should just play for Hun.
Yeah,
and he should just be the Chad who just dictates where his team goes, where they do.
Dude,
just give him the gold, give him everything.
I mean, this is the team that won Demacia Cup. Their bot lane was insane. It came into the split, and FPX still made playoffs, didn't they? They were like 10th seed.
Yeah, didn't they?
I'm pretty sure they're the seed number 10.
I think so. Let me take a look. It's been so, dude. You're talking about Demacia Cup. It's been an age.
Well, not even Demacia Cup. I mean, like LPL Spring playoffs.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm saying as well. Like that's been an age, but also playoffs wasn't that long ago, and it feels like an age. Yeah. Round 1, they got knocked up at EDG 3-1.
Oh, that's right. They ran into EDG. But I mean,
I think that was kind of the kind of thing was like, holy shit, this is kind of rough to be meeting EDG this early, like. Because the expectation was surely EDG's going to sort this shit out. And that lasted a whole series.
Yeah.
That expectation. And then they lost to Weibo of all teams.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Oh god, that's something. Okay, so FPX, like, as is, let's pretend it's Care, not Gory. This one, in my opinion, is really hard to rate. Because I think I would just go like, well, there hasn't really been many changes. They were running Care for, you know, the later part of the split. The rest of the team was normal. Like, we saw Clid kind of come into it, and then I think Care was still an issue. But did this team change how it played? Like, was it not bot-centric by the end? Is that a right read?
I remember going in the playoffs, they were definitely bot-centric.
Okay.
I don't remember... I mean, we only got to see them for one series, right? And they got bobbed. I think they were maybe less bot-centric against EDG. I don't know, so I can't really remember specifically, but I know going into it, they were definitely like playing towards bot, which I mean, I kind of liked. I feel like your bot lane is really strong. I also feel like, having Care here, because one of the issues with Gory is it lose lane so hard, and if you lose mid, it didn't matter. But especially with the meta, that's the big thing. The meta we had that towards the late run of the last split was like win mid to roam, right? That was kind of the game plan rather than just win, and that was a real struggle for them. So I don't know. I feel like
where do you want to put
line up? Let's
hard.
tentatively put them top 8.
Top 8? Okay.
Put them top 8 for now.
Because they'll probably, honestly, I feel like they'll be relegated to like top 10. But, we can put like 9th or 10th, or we can do lower than that if other rosters upgrade.
Yeah, I'll just leave them there for now.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I'll come back and I'll just Orcs things. I'll rank them from 1 to 17, and then it'll be exactly right. And I'll like, holy shit!
Wow.
No, it won't fucking happen.
You MSI's filled you with confidence. Now you're coming in. You're like, I fucking know where every team's gonna sit, dude. Jesus. All right, let's sing your praises further as we talk about IG. It has been, it's been hard as an IG fan. Like, I admit. Watching this team last split being pretty poop.
I honestly enjoyed watching them play, even though it was kind of like I just liked that they would do stuff.
Yeah.
I think that the thing I hate the most is when I see teams that just like don't do shit and lose.
True.
That is disappointing. But at least IG would try and do things. And that's what I'm looking for in a team who are at the bottom end of the table.
Fucking ads. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because casting IG wasn't boring, right? It wasn't like, I think in the past I've had my worst like games watched as like an RA and I can't remember what, like a TT. I think RATT is the worst game I've ever cast because it was just stupid. No teams taking risks. No teams really wanting to do anything. All right, so what's changed in this team? Because I haven't been paying attention. For some reason, Nani is a sub-top because they were using Zika for the last part. So
yeah.
I'm going to put Zika first and then Nani. And who else we got? So Shun is still there. Mole, Uekai. Oh, that's right. They started running Mole. Did they start running Mole, or didn't they put Mole in the corner again?
I don't remember. Wait, let me think. No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he played because I think Jordan got really excited. Or did he play?
I think he might have. Hang on. I can do LPL 2020.
Oh, he did. Yeah, for a few series, for a couple of series, where they lost to AL and WE. Ooh. Losing to AL and WE. That's lost to LGD as well. Yeah, one thing I really don't understand with IG is they beat JDG, right?
Yep.
They beat Top Esports, and again, this was when these teams were like on their win streaks. This wasn't like when these teams were kind of weak at the start of the season. They were the team who broke Top Esports' win streak, right?
Yep.
They beat BLG. They beat RA. They took a game of V5. To be honest, I feel like everyone does. But then they got 2-0'd by LGD, 2-0'd by AL, 2-1 by WE. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense at all.
It's hard.
I do think Wink looked. I think Wink looked pretty good.
I agree.
When they brought Wink in, I think that was definitely a positive.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, a lot of teams just let him get Zeri, and he was a menace.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zeri. He's got Draven Pocket. Wink's got flair. He's definitely like that. Not Jackie Lovier. Who was Wink playing behind? Wink was behind. Was he behind Uzi? Am I right? He was, wasn't he? Wink behind. No,
Well,
Abel was behind Uzi.
LPL historian here. I'm not the LPL historian.
Oh, fuck. My brain. Sorry, guys. Not behind Uzi. Was he behind iBoy? Brain. He was on Royal Club. He was on E-Star because Wink was on the E-Star roster when it came through. Excuse me. He was behind Uzi. Man, don't doubt yourself. If anyone can learn a lesson here today, don't doubt yourself. I was right first time. I should have questioned it.
Dude, everyone's behind Uzi.
Yeah, they are. Rakir, you're welcome. Hey, so I mean, I've just gone on highlighted green. There's Xin Liu, who's now on this team. Did I spell that right? Yeah. He didn't play last.
What do we know about him?
Well, we know he's a player. So we start there. He's been on IG Young.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh my god, the ad simulator. He actually played last split. Oh, it's Lucas. Lucas just changed his name. Right.
Oh, what a dick.
Dude.
He just did it to fuck with us.
Dude, it's literally Lucas. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I was like, why is this person on the roster? It's literally Lucas, guys. Don't panic.
You know what? I'm actually kind of sad because with this change, we are losing a member of the Ordinary Name Club. Alongside players like Eric, absolute classic. Who else is there?
Who else?
Jay.
Normal name Jay. That's right. Or normal. I don't want to say normal. I don't want to be offensive.
Rich.
Yeah, but Rich is not really.
Mark is the classic one.
Mark. There you go.
I mean, Rich isn't as like a standard name as the others, but still like a just an
Jackie
English
Love
name.
is like half. No,
shut the fuck up. That doesn't count. Has to be.
Dude,
has to be just the
he's
name.
got Love at the end, man.
No.
Okay.
No. Do you know? Oh, do you know what I was thinking? Do you know the 80 carry MSI was on the? Oh, was it? What team was he on? I think he was on the. He was for Team A's.
Right.
5 kid. 5 kid, right?
That's right, yeah.
He's an 80 carry called 5 kid. And I was thinking, imagine if you had him 80 carry and then you had Mark support.
5 kid Mark?
No. Think about it. Jake, think about it.
It's 5 head, right?
No. Tell you what, write it out. Just write out 5 kid.
With a 5? I can't remember how to spell him.
Mark. Just 5 and then kid. Just number 5 kid. 5 kid. Like number 5.
I don't know why that took so long. For me to get.
Dude, that would be the bot lane I'd love to see.
Oh my god. I don't know why. I can't. Oh god. I was just like 5 kid. I'm like, oh, is it like 5 head? We're going back 2002 MSN text. Okay. Jesus. Yeah. Well, there's still time, dude. There's still time. League of Legends is not stopping now, so one day. Oh my god.
That's my dream, man. Someone put them together. It's got to be done.
Wait, so IG. Let's get through this team because I know you're limited on time and IG is not really the most exciting roster. Are you thinking like bottom 7?
Yeah, I don't think they'll make playoffs. I'll say.
Where do you want to put them?
Top 14 for now.
14, okay. So within the realm. That's the analysis we came for sure. Oh, dear Lord. Okay.
Creme de la creme.
No, something like that. JDG. Now, has JDG changed? Oh my god, please. Okay, I'm just gonna click here.
What would you want to change about JDG? You sound like you're hoping.
I don't know. JDG were kind of good by the end. Yeah, they got top 4. JDG were a massive surprise last split. I mean, dude, the thing about this team, though, is this is the one team that annoys me because I can't actually judge based off the roster because they've kept the same roster and they've literally had, what was it? They've had, like, they finished 12th. You know, Zoom was there, sure. But it's, I guess, Hope and missing instead of Loken and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, look, this roster surprised us. Came third regular season, top 4 in playoffs, and they've kept the same roster. And therefore, if you were just to take it on that, we should put them in a similar position. And yet, I am doubting, and I don't know why.
Yeah. Because it's just it's Kanavi. This team is still Kanavi for me, because I honestly think that, like, you know, you can change pieces of it, but Kanavi, when what were we in? Were we in a Viego meta at that point? Were we in like carry? We're in like a carry jungle stage, right?
It was like it wasn't really. It was like a lot of the playoffs was dictated around like early proactivity with junglers. Like Lee Sin was big, Viego was big. Ultimately, like RNG was kind of the exception because Wei was the least proactive jungler in the early game out of the 4, and it felt like Karsa, Kanavi, and Tian were just like kind of popping off. I feel like this may sound harsh.
Yeah, it's okay.
But JDG being so high during spring was possibly part of the reason that people thought of the LPL as being weak. I feel like people didn't rate. Looking at the roster, I don't think JDG. You don't think that's like a Worlds roster, right?
No,
I don't think that's a Worlds.
That's you again.
And by that metric, being the fact they got top 4 in spring, you know, that's top 4 is Worlds. I know obviously spring is not summer, but you know that's what I mean. Like people wouldn't think of this as like a top 4 roster. And I think that's a big factor is why people judge LPL harshly. I don't know what you think about it.
I don't know, because, like, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I also think people judging LPL because the result of, like, teams like EDG kind of falling short. RNG weren't, like, our regular season, you know, champions, right? Like, if we sent V5, people would be like, oh my god, this team's so strong, the LPL's so strong. I feel like they'd get a better read off of our strongest team. But I think our playoffs
well, that's the thing is, like, people tend to address it. Like, if you look at T1, right, so there's 2 lines of thought you can take with the LCK. Yeah. Either T1 is by far the best team in the region, they are just that much better, and they also dominated playoffs. Or you look at it as in, okay, the region is just weaker, and T1 got there because the region is weaker. That's the 2 lines of thought that you can have if you on the polar opposites.
Yeah.
With the LPL, the thought process can either be, whoa, JDG really stepped up, and this was such a close fight for first because all these teams are so good, and because, you know, it is a really competitive region. Or your other line of thinking could be, oh, this region is actually just bad, and that's why it's such a clusterfuck, and that's why we see like V5 fell off a cliff, EDG fell off a cliff. Like, I'm not saying that's like that's the 2 sides of the argument, okay? And I mean, people are polarizing generally in their views.
It's just
perspective. Me, it's perspective. It absolutely is, and that's how you can look at this, right? Do you look at it as did V5, did they fall off, or did RNG improve from the regular split performance? And you can ask yourself that question. But JDG as well, like, was it that, you know, other rosters underperformed, which allowed JDG to get top 4? Did JDG step up?
It's hard, right? Because it can also be both, right? And I think, but then I also wonder, it's like, am I being neutral with the argument? Do I don't feel like I truly know, because for me, I have this perception of JDG from the past, and JDG of the past was like, it was messy, and like even the start of the split, JDG weren't, you know, that great. It was like, oh yep, JDG doing what I think, and then they just kind of got better and better. I don't know. What do you put in this team? Because if you want to say top four is Worlds, right? And you can still change this. But by the sounds of it, top 6. So you're saying outside the realms, which is very fair. I think it's something similar as to where I'd put them. It's such a good roster on paper. It's a roster that now, like Hope was literally the Hope for Hope was a great addition. I think even Missing played a lot better, because Missing has been pretty atrocious for the past 2 years. Like, he's been a bottom support in my eyes. So.
And I feel like support's going to be so impactful. I I feel like a big reason RNG are on top is because Ming was so fantastic. But I feel like teams with strong supports can get a lot of value out of that.
True.
On to LGD.
Oh yeah, baby.
You know.
What? What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just I'm gonna. Let's see what the roster changes are first.
Well, let me just say that we lost Kramer last split. Okay, so Kramer's not here, guys. All right, and
tragic.
It was hard casting someone called Assam because having Ass in your name is really, really difficult to take seriously. Now, assume would be a cool way to say this. However, because we're casting LPL, we go by what the Chinese casters say. Now, I think it is Assam.
Did he play games?
I don't think he did, but I'm just waiting. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Did he? Sussing.
No, I don't think he did. I think it was Eric all split.
We've got an LGD official tweet as well.
And there was Yeji at some points, but it was mostly just Jay.
Fuck, he's on the roster. Okay. Right. Thank you, Hoflax. Make it easier. All right, so we do have Chalitza up in the top side as well. Right, Vietnam's Chalitza. Jungle's still Shadow and Quay's behind him. Did Quay play last split?
I think right at the end.
Yeah.
Like last 2 games against BLG.
It's kind of sad because I thought Shadow would be easily a top 3 jungler by now, or by, you know, like this split or last split. His first split in LPL was really, really good. I mean, LGD actually, I mean, that's how they made playoffs, I felt, with Shadow. And then, I don't know, it's just, you could say it's part of his team, like why he's not performing well, but I don't know.
I think it's definitely a factor. I think there's a lot of times you got to remember that like it's so hard to look good on a struggling roster.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be real that you will think, I guarantee you will think of players who you're like, well, this player looked really good on a struggling roster.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time it's because they're not playing to win, they're playing to look good. Right.
True.
You can be on a bad roster and just play to try and only make you look good. I'm sure you've had those players in your solo queue games where they just they're not actually trying to win the game. They're literally just trying to KDA farm.
KDA players, yeah.
Yeah. And that you can definitely do that in competitive, and it's actually, I don't agree with it at all, but it's actually a smart decision if you want to try and get on a better team. If you're like, this team is not going to make playoffs, or this is not going to win, or whatever, so I'm going to try and make me look good so I can get hired to a better roster. That is actually logical, because sadly, like, people don't actually look into it too heavily, and if they see you like popping off on a weak team, they'll go, oh, let's grab this play. He's just elo held.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, you know, if you're just trying to play the game to how you think is the best way to win, it's hard. Like, think about all the unsung heroes we talk about a lot. Like, we talk about like the impact Ming and Xiaohu have on RNG success. Imagine if Ming and Xiaohu just had shit teammates.
Yeah.
Like, it would be so hard to. I mean, obviously individually they're still very proficient, but it'd be really hard to measure that impact because it's just like they would just be losing, right? You're like, oh, dude, if Ming's so smart, why is this team falling apart? And it's like, well, actually, because this team kind of suck. But you know, I feel like that's part of the factors. So
Agreed.
You know,
agreed.
Which is kind of like going on in my breathe discussion, but we can get to that later.
This should be easy for you, right? Like,
I'm gonna give them the coveted top 17.
Top 17. They could be first. they could be second. We don't know.
They're high variance.
That's right. Oh, God. What a mystery that'll be for the audience. Top 17. I love it. I was ready to do like bottom 7, bottom 3, and you're like,
it's more fun this way.
It's top 17, dude. Hell yeah.
We've got to be positive. We got to be positive, right?
What an energy we are. Yeah. All right.
Oh god.
I've dark moded Leaguepedia for some audience's request, and look, I do like dark mode, but we ain't doing it with Google Sheets. I have to go to the back end, and it ruins some websites, and it's a pain. I'm not doing it. All right, LNG, a team that I actually kind of forgot that this team was good.
I wish I could forget this team. No, I'm going to say it right. They did have a good start. they did have a good start.
They did,
but there were two crucial things that worried me. One of them, Arla, was, I think he was the worst good top laner. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, when you have those top laners you expect to be good.
True.
I think a lot of people expected Arla to be good, to at least at bare minimum be serviceable, and he was fucking awful.
He was.
Like that last split, he was really atrocious. Like, I'm not gonna flat out say he was the worst top laner in the league, because that is not that far. But he had some really bad performances that, to the point, they were like game losing, series losing. Right? I specifically, in my mind, I brought this up like 50 times on cast. Every time this matchup happens, it was like he was playing Jace into the Shy's Scion, and the dude was getting like the stuffing beaten out of him. Honestly, he was just getting the shit beaten out of him in a matchup that you should be winning, right? You know, you've been given Jason to Scion. The whole point is you harass Scion down a bit, and then you just free form and become a monster. And instead, he was getting the crap beaten out of him. So, I mean, it's the Shy, but still.
But like, it's not the Shy. I mean, I still don't think the Shy's playing as well as he did in 2017, 2018. I think Arlo should manage that. I mean, Arlo.
And also, he's on Scion, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
I just don't. I kind of don't understand. There's a huge shifting dynamic. I don't know if it's Doomby coming into the roster where, like, LNG before, you know, were kind of... I mean, I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about
I don't think Doomby coming in the roster is enough.
Right.
I don't think him... Especially, I think generally Doomby seems like the sort of player who'd be a boon to a roster in terms of, like, team dynamic, right?
Yeah.
You would think... Like, he's a player who's willing to, like, play for his teammates. He's not like a... I mean, at least in terms... Like, he's not a selfish player in terms of play style. And as a result, I felt like this roster would be, to me, in my mind, especially that game one they had against RNG, where they took Ryze, Volibear, and they, like, dove bot level 4 and just steamrolled the game and didn't put a foot out of place. That game was super promising, and I thought, like, okay, you have a strong top laner, Light is a reliable carry in the later stages, Doimby will play for your sides as much as you need him to, and you have fucking Tarzan in the jungle. I was like, I was hyped for this roster, and then they just completely fell apart.
Yeah.
And the real critical thing is that Tarzan had rough series, right? Everyone on this roster had a rough series, but Tarzan did not. That was the worrying thing, because to me, Tarzan, like, even like when LNG had some stinky moments in last year in summer, Tarzan was just like a class above. He was like so reliable, and he had some really poor. And it's out of character. It's out of character. I'd say it's like I remember seeing it and thinking, holy shit, like Tarzan is struggling. And to me, like, that suggests something really wrong is going on behind the scenes.
True. Tarzan was a monster. And it's disappointing when it's kind of like, for me, like I always relate things back to the Shy, but you know, when you see an insane split, insane year, like 2018 for me, watching the Shy was like, holy shit. 2019 spring, people forget, that was also insane, the Shy and rookie performance. And then MSI happened, and then it all just goes down in the toilet. And you're like, what the fuck is happening behind the scenes? I relate LNG with, like, okay, this is an amazing roster, to old IG that had rookie the Shy and was, like, falling apart. And you're like, yeah, there has to be something behind the scenes that is ruining the dynamic of this team that should be, like, in my eyes, I look at this team and I go, well, I think Light and I want Iwandi, but, you know, Light has been pretty incredible. Arla at his top performance is a top 3 top laner, you know, in his peak form for sure. Like, Doomby was insane. This is a roster that on paper should be top 4 at the very least. Like, I put them top 4 in spring, but I think Lyric had concerns about how it comes together for spring. But for summer, like, I guess this is like a belief roster. This is purely belief where you put them.
This is hopium, dude. And the thing is, as well, what's mind blowing is I actually felt like the meta at the end of summer was good for them, right? Like, think about the roaming, like the mids, or like active roaming mids, which is like you have Doimby in the mid lane.
True.
You have Light on these picks like Jinx, Aphelios, even the Xayah, like, which I think are definitely in his wheelhouse. Yeah, so the thing is, you have to ask, do we think this team will resolve these issues? Do we think they will still play at the same level? I would like to hope they will have resolved some of them. They won't be playing at the same level. That is the hope in my mind.
Yeah.
But that is the question, because as you said, I think this roster is a roster that has potential. I'm not putting them in my top 4. Definitely not. But my real question is, do I put them top 8 or top 6?
Yeah.
That's my question. And I think we'll put them in. Ooh.
It's hard.
We'll put them in top 8 for now, but I'll probably change it.
Okay.
So I now have 3 teams in top 8.
You're very sussy on this one.
Yeah, I'll change. We'll look into it later. We'll move on and see how we go.
We don't know who's starting, by the way. Remember that Iwandi played last 3 series. Did he play playoffs?
I
can check that.
I think he did.
I don't know why I'm asking when I can just tell you. I love ads. Oh, I love it. Sell me it. Iwandi did play the series, right?
Yeah.
If Lumau starts me right, people really don't like Lumau.
To be fair, they got a rough hand in playoffs. I think they weren't going to do well in playoffs.
Yep.
But they also got ass blasted by top esports. So.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. I look. I mean, I think top 8's really fair with you. I mean, you're just suspicious. People bit sussy. You know, hang on. Let's make sure we type it. Get it out there.
Yeah.
Top 8 is fair. Top 8 is fair for any LPL fan. Right? Did I type sussy wrong? God damn it. There we go.
We'll see. It could change. Because I got top 8 this time, right? So we'll see how we go with that. But I'm just trying to get people in the wheelhouse for now, and then we'll move on. So let's go to OMG.
Okay. All right. I'm actually, yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's have a look at OMG. What's changed? Sumimasen, Yoko wa karimasen. Here we go. The song I'm playing said "You're too slow." I think that's an Ezreal quote. Right. Who is 0909? 0909 and Jerry. That's right, Jerry's joined. You wanted another normal name player? Orcs, you've got Jerry.
Legend,
you've got Jerry. Wait.
Jerry is one of the best names.
Where's Eric? It should be Eric and Jerry. What a bottom lane that would be.
I would
an
love
episode of
Eric
Seinfeld. Literally an episode of Seinfeld in the bottom lane. Oh dear Lord. All right.
Dude, I wish we could just craft rosters based on names.
True. Just have the normal name.
Dude, this name is gonna get memed so hard if he has like a tragic game and everyone's just like 09XD if he's 09.
Eric and Seinfeld. Look, I don't know a character. I watch Seinfeld. I know George Costanza. I know Elaine Bennis, right? Kramer. I don't even know Kramer's last name. And I know Jerry Seinfeld, right? I don't know where Eric is, but he's an add-on. He's a special guest. Just play with it. Hoflax, play with it. Hey, he's an EDG youth player. He literally started in 2020. He's been in LDL for like 2 years straight. So
holy shit.
He's worked his way up. Well, sorry, 3 years straight because 2020 to 2022 spring. But it doesn't look like he's played much. He's literally played 9 games. Yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's only 2022. I'm wrong. Ignore me.
And that's spring playoffs as well.
227 games he's played. Holy shit, he's played a lot.
Just over the spring season. But yeah.
But 227 in total from all his splits.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Now, this counts in NEST. But whoa.
Which is only 13 games though.
Yep.
So 214 in the LDL. That's a fucking lot of games.
That's a lot. So his champ pool, lots of fun. But I mean LDL. At the very least, the rest of the roster is the same. There's no Makuya. It's just Shanji, who was kind of exciting.
Wait, you know his name's 0909.
Yeah.
Go back on it, and then scroll down to the bottom of his champions, and you'll see Nidalee and Renekton. And I think the KDAs are 05 and 05.
Yeah. Wow. So he's played Nidalee mid?
I guess so.
Oh
0505. What a legend.
What a baller. Let's see if was he once a jungler or something. That would make a lot more sense. Fucking hell. There's so many ads on this website. He's no all mid. What an absolute legend. Okay.
Well, not absolute legends. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, very funny.
No OMG right now.
Oh, Jesus. And Jerry, cold Jerry. All right. So there's 2 additions, but this was a playoff team though, right? No, or did they just miss out? They just missed out. 11th. Yeah.
Yeah, these are like best of the rest.
Yeah.
I think 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
I think one major thing is Cream didn't look as good in this meta.
True.
Like I think summer meta last year was much better for him. Things like the Akali, where he had so many pop-up performances, it just felt like he was a bit muted in comparison. He still had some good games when he got out of the laning phase, but I also think the problem was people. So this, if you actually look at who this team played at the start of the split, they played like the shit teams. To put it bluntly, like okay, this is who they started off. Okay, so they played TT.
Mm-hmm.
They played anyone's Legends.
Yep.
And then they played IG. And they 2-0'd each of those, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, OMG, maybe OMG." Like look, they're 3-0, one of the top teams.
True.
And then they proceeded to lose to BLG, lose to OMG, and lose to LGD in quick succession. And immediately the hype disappeared.
Yep.
And I just think people got overhyped because they had a really, really easy first week schedule. I remember people were hyping them up at the time, but I think Shanji was really fun to watch. I just think this roster never really hit their stride, but they still looked better than like the other rosters.
Yeah.
In the tournament.
I was kind of sad about like Shanji in that 3-0 start looked really good, and then obviously he came up against other opponents that kind of gapped him in lane, and I don't know, the fire burnt down. So Shanji was pretty hype, but then it was just like we kind of hit reality with OMG, I guess.
Also, there's that Abel play that's like scorched into my brain.
Well, Dom made an account based off of it. I'm not gonna say the name because I'm not sure it's really.
No, I can imagine how
he's definitely. I think still his Cognis would know. Is that still his solo queue account? Because that was Oh god. Oh, can I? I mean, you could type it. That's fine. I don't have to say it. Where does OMG sit? Where does if it's the best of what's left?
I think top 12 still. Again, these are subject to change, but for now I'll put them top 12. I think once we've gone through all the rosters, I'll go back and I'll put individual placements. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll put individual placements. That'll make it spicy.
Oh,
and then at the end of the split, people can come back and go, look at this stupid analyst, this
big
fucking idiot
brain. You're so
or they'll
smart.
say, yeah, what a genius.
Yeah. RA. I think so. What a peculiar roster. I will say, RA historically, like, since coming into, Rare Atom, this team for me has been one of the most boring to cast. Like, that is pure honesty. I do not like casting RA. However, last split felt different. RA actually gave us something, and like watching Luyan and even Strive some games. Dude, I think Cube was so underrated.
Do you know what it is?
What?
Fofo left.
Oh, it was Fofo.
Think about it. Which team did we complain about like being slow and inactive? It was BLG, right? Exactly, dude. It's Fofo. He makes the games less interesting because he won't move for mid.
Oh, shit.
He won't move. That's the problem. That's a fundamental issue.
God. Well, it's just Luyan. I'm just going through Twitter post. It's Luyan and it's FY again.
Dude, by the way, go back on that quickly. Take a look at that name right at the top. What a fucking legendary name that is.
Dong. True.
Wait, dude, read it down.
Dong Dong Endless Water. E.
Dong Dong Endless Water. Just sounds inappropriate.
Oh, dude. You get me cancelled.
When you take when you take a piss and it just doesn't stop coming. It just keeps going.
And what E is just the sound you make at the end. Oh, you're going to get me cancelled. Oh, my God. Oh, God. You broke my phone. Oh, my God. Oxford. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry, man. Oh, that's too good.
Okay.
You have to mention it here. You can never mention it on broadcast.
Never, ever say it on broadcast. Just purely because I think the P jokes will go, you know. Dong Dong in Chinese, yeah, it's East. Because, Dong Bei. I don't actually know North, South, East, and West anymore. My Chinese is off the off the rails. Okay, I'm gonna bring us back on track. They got rid of Ford.
Oh god.
Oh, you're coming up with some bangers on this show, though. I tell you what.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So, that's the roster. Cube, Luyan, FY, Strive, iBoy, Yuyanja, and Zora.
I was honestly kind of hoping for a bit more for this roster. I feel like Liam was such a big piece of why this roster was succeeding when they brought him in after Demacia. I think Strive really impressed me, especially the series against RNG, where it's kind of specifically his dominance over Xiaohu that actually, well, one, it won in the series, but two, it also convinced RNG to stop playing Corki for the most part. So I appreciated that very much. I really hope we get to see more of them. I was kind of disappointed to see them lose out in playoffs, especially as against BLG.
Yeah.
I still feel like that's where they can struggle, like the star power compared to some of these stronger rosters, but there's still opportunity to grow, particularly for Strive. So I think I will put them top 8 for now.
Top 8, straight to it. Yeah, so 9th, 10th, out in the first round, but that series actually looked like it could have flipped quite easily. That was the one I was unsure of by any metric.
I mean, it was RA came in game 1 looking good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Luyan was sick last split. All right, so top 8. I think that's completely fair. Top 8 or top 8 or top 10?
Top 8 for now.
Okay.
I'll adjust as we go along, but top 8 for now.
Okay. All right. I think I can get rid of the Rogue Warriors in brackets now for anyone's legend. I think we've gotten the message. They're at the start now, though. Oh my god, my alphabetical order is actually just cooked.
Absolute lads.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hang on. Insert one below. Put it there. There we go. Delete row.
Where did they end up coming? They came 13th.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
Well, dude, I have an ad block. Hang on. We're struggling here. Where is my ad block? Twitch ad block. Where's my hand? Oh, it disappeared, didn't it? I think it disappeared. All right. So, let's go to the roster. Oh, that's right. Is Forge back on this roster? He is. I think Forge was... When did Forge join? Forge joined us at the start. Tells you how much I know about this roster.
Yeah, very sure because they were running Forge. And they're running Forge in the split, right?
Yep.
The Maple is gone now.
Yep, Kai
So it's just Forge.
Betty Jungwooji. Do I not have an account on Fandom? I think I do have an account on this website, but I just don't use it.
I'm gonna say there was this one in the series against EDG. There was this one team fight where ZDZ and Forge both find these beautiful flanks. It's Camille LeBlanc. They place control wards down so they can't be spotted.
Yeah.
And they do this perfect. It's like pixel perfect. Like they dash in at the exact same time. Dive where they delete Scout and then Viper gets chunked by Forge and they win the team fight. And they won that series. And that honestly, that one team fight, because this gave me so much hope for this roster.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't have hope for them, and it's partially because I think AL really did better than we expected.
Yeah.
Simply because Jinx. I think there was I actually want to see how many series they got Jinx, and then they won as a result. Because it really felt like, because against EDG they had a Jinx game. Against IG it was Jinx Zeri. Again, they won a game off JDG with Jinx.
Yeah.
Like pretty much every single. Okay, there was a couple of games. Okay, there was 2 games against LGD, where it was Aphelios. There was 1 game against Ultra Prime that was Zeri.
Yeah.
There was an IG game that was Zeri.
Yep.
And there was an EDG game that was Aphelios. That's like 5 games. Every other win they got in the entire season was on Jinx. I literally feel like me and Jordan talked about Jinx carrying these lower ranked teams against stronger teams.
Oh, true.
AL were the epitome of it. AL were the absolute epitome of, guys, let's just try and get to team fights and let Betty get recess on Jinx.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the place anymore. I also think this roster looked best when like Chocho was just playing like heavy engages. They did stick him on enchanters at times and it looked really bad.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have less. I don't think the meta is good for this team. I think the fact that they placed top 13 was because of the meta that we had in spring. So I'm gonna give these guys another top 17.
Another top 17.
They're here.
Oh, good. Any they can be anywhere again, dude. I honestly, Hermenutist. Holy hell! I'm so sorry. He brought up the sick backdoor, and I agree. There was some cool plays. Like AL, always that team that they bring beef. And I will say that Xiao Hao is acting like Haru and is kind of a beast of a jungler, but yeah, just kind of outshot. And top 17 is definitely fair.
Yeah, I will say I enjoy watching this team.
Yeah.
And if they do better than my expectations, I wouldn't mind it. Because again, that dive is like ingrained in my memory as like some really impressive play. Yeah. But no, they just looked no. So
yeah, that's fair, dude. Don't worry, that's fair. Oh, here we go. You ready? Flip down RNG.
RNG.
So,
baby.
So naturally, like this is going to be one of the most talked about teams, and it might only have one roster change, but a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but you know, it worked with Bin, but it's like I don't feel like it. I'd really say like, oh yeah, Bin made this team, dude. I feel like Xiaohu and Ming made this team. Like, I don't know. People say, oh, Gala, and it's like, yeah, Wei was a fucking burger flip. Gala, I think, is so good because of how good his support is, honestly. Now it's Bree.
Gala is a turret. You point him and you fire him and he goes. And that's here's the thing. Here's how I feel about RNG, okay? People often think about the LPL, especially historically, as being this like wild, sporadic skill check team. And if you look at like top esports, it still kind of feels that way. RNG are the exception. Even against T1, right, coming from the LCK, who are more like structured, like this is how we play the game, this is how we win. You know, very almost Soul of League of Legends is something that like Koreans played historically, and very like, you know, RNG sort of the epitome of that in the way they played this spring. And I think the fundamental issue, I mean, even when you look at them last summer when they had Crying, right, it was very structured. Xiaohu was like really good at setting up waves top for them to play for. Very consistent team. And I think the issue is Bin just does not fit that. Bin does not fit that at all. Bin is a wild card. And he really doesn't match the rest of the team, because I think ultimately the rest of the team aren't wild cards. They are a well-oiled machine. And I think that's why they had so many issues this split trying to solve how they were going to play with Bin on the lineup. Like, do we just lean towards Gala and hope that Bin doesn't run it down enough?
True.
Do we play towards Bin, but he has this tendency to kind of mess up wave states, or the second wave has to clear towards boss side? He's like over trading when it's apparent the jungler's there. And Wei obviously had some issues adapting to no longer just play for Xiaohu. So I feel like for me, this is a big upgrade in terms of what RNG want. You know, people can argue about, is Bin or Breathe better individually? Breathe obviously was on a rough team to look good on, but I think for what RNG want on their lineup, Breathe is a better fit.
Yeah, I'm still in a BLG mindset where I think Breathe, it was a team he was on, but also it would maybe because it was so disjointed, that's why I'm a bit suspicious of how Breathe's going to go. However, Breathe is still, I think, a great laner, and I don't know. Bin was definitely not the right fit. And so I feel like any other top laners in the league coming into the team gives it more of a fighting chance for me. It ignites the flame. So, breathe on WE, breathe on OMG. Was it OMG? No. Yes? No. No? Yes. Holy hell. This is hard. Hang on. But I agree with him being an upgrade, right? What did I say before? Don't doubt yourself, kids. That's what I said.
And I think I have a concern though. Here's my I think lineup wise, I've just said this is the MSI winning roster. Clearly, coming off spring, best team in the world. I have no doubts about that statement. And they have made what is, in my opinion, an upgrade that will help foster their game plan.
True.
Yet, I have concerns because I feel like the meta for RNG was perfect in spring. As we were getting later in the split, we start to see this roaming style for mids come in. Xiaohu has the best map reads of any mid in the world, right? We had Wei, his Vega was still very potent. Volibear was falling off. Lee Sin was still strong. Good picks for him, right? Ming, the engage support, still firmly in the meta. And then it got even more extreme when we went to MSI, where it was Gala meta, right? We had Kaiser being this big relevant pick, which is obviously he's fantastic at. The Gwen for Bin being something that he was so competent on. My concern for this team is going into summer, right? A lot of the 80 carries were leaning towards, Kaiser's not going to really be played at the moment with the durability changes. Like, we're seeing things like Lucian's still there, but it's been banned quite heavily from our and scrims. Things like the Cogmore, and maybe a move more to spacing 80 carries, which is something that people point out as a weakness at Gala. Mids is going to be more carries, and if I'm looking for a carry mid, I rate Rookie and Knight above Xiaohu in terms of spring performances.
Yep.
And then the critical one as well, if we see more Renata, I think is probably one of the strongest supports right now on 12-10 patch. And this team struggles when Ming is non-engaged. So as much as the roster is there, the way they play the game is fantastic. That is my concern. If the meta doesn't hit right, I still think they'll do fantastically in the LPL. It's just the conversation is also, is RNG okay? They've had an upgrade. Are they going to win Worlds? And I'm not super sold on that simply because of the meta change. I think if you could have a repeat, if Summer Split was just a repeat of spring meta, I think them winning Worlds would be a solid prediction. Gamble, yeah. But I think with the changes, I'm unsure.
Okay. That's I feel like that's a pretty good read. But you'd still put them top 2? Top 2 or top 4?
I'll put them top 2 for now.
Okay. Which is very fair. It feels like a lot of the time, coming out of Worlds or MSI and the next split, there's been a lot of roster changes. This time around, there actually hasn't been as many roster changes for summer. Even though, spring to summer, there's always the least. There actually hasn't been as many as previous splits, so it's actually pretty quiet, which is why I think it might be a little bit easier to predict some of our top teams.
Yeah, I also think something to say is that spring is going to start rough for RNG. They've had the least time off of any team in the entire fucking league. They've had a roster swap as well. A lot of teams haven't had roster swaps. It's a huge patch to transition to 12-10.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes. I ultimately think that RNG will probably just be taking this time off to rest, right? And so the start of the split will be rough, kind of similar to what we've seen before. That it happened last year where they had a rough start to summer. They'll bounce back, for sure. But I think it will definitely have a slow start. It depends on their schedule though, because if they play some of the weak teams at the start, they'll probably just body them. If they have hard matchups in the start of the split, it's being tricky.
I'm a little bit concerned. Just again, like if you're talking about how meta affects this team, I'm always concerned about how a team comes off an international tournament. Like, it always feels a little bit different. Go back to IG, go back to FPX. Teams always feel like they're always rushing a bit. And 7 days a week, the schedule's so hard for teams. But anyway, enough of that. All right, RNG top 2. That's fair. Weibo Gaming. We've got Weibo, WE, Top Esports, TT, Ultra Prime, and probably Nip left. So, here you go.
Okay.
Now, I need to put in the Shies on this team. However, so is Decade. Still. They brought him back up from LDL. SOFM, Angel, Huanfeng, and On. It says Sword Art is still a sub on this team. Okay.
Sword Art online?
On? No, just Sword Art on. But he's, I'm not sure if he's going to be on.
What is he on?
We don't know. Did we see it? We did see him, right? I think we saw him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Briefly. I'm making that statement and then I'm gonna check. So before people call me out and say I'm an idiot.
God. Someone contacted.
Yes, we did. He played against LGD, and they even dropped a game against them, which is kind of impressive.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, but he didn't play in playoffs, but he did play in regular season. 6.
We're one of the few teams to actually body V5.
Yep.
Which is kind of impressive, but
it's a hard one.
You know what I'm gonna say?
What?
Okay.
What are you gonna say?
Way had a close series against JDG. That is completely fair.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the 2 games they won against JDG, they got Zeri.
Yeah.
I don't know why JDG opted to leave Zeri open. I think they're the only team in playoffs who left Zeri open at any point. So you kind of asked for that. The series against EDG, the 3 games they won, they had Xayah. And even the series that they won against V5, they had Xayah as well. And you may be thinking, well, yeah, what's the big deal with Xayah? Huanfeng was playing Lethality Xayah before anyone else. He was like ahead of the curve. No one else was playing Lethality Xayah really, except Huanfeng was like heavily leaning on it. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Heavily leaning on it.
Yeah.
And I think that advantage gave them an edge, which is why the split started well and they took down V5. They also had like a kind of easier start to the split, right? WE, you should be beating them. They lost to BLG. They beat TT. They beat AL, and then later in the split, like they started getting kind of a bit bashed around. I don't have super high expectations for this roster. I think, the fact that they managed to get those specific 80 carries picks got them an advantage.
Yeah.
I don't rate SOFM. And I think that the fact that Shy was stuck on Silent Duty was kind of a symptom of the issues in which SOFM wouldn't give him anything.
Yeah.
And we also had those games at the start of the split where they were playing Gwen and they were like, the Shy, right?
Yeah.
Like at the start of the split, he had some series on Gwen where he was just an absolute monster.
Yeah.
Like EDG, they 2-0'd EDG because they got Gwen both games. True. And then I think after that point, if you look at the match history, Gwen was not left open again until she got nerfed, which was her playoffs. Like Gwen was just like taken from the champion pool against him.
I think he was the best top laner of the regular split for sure. Like Rich was up there as well, but I think the Shy, even though we stopped talking about him as much towards the end, like the Shy's split was still nuts. He had some down games, but also you're right, it's a symptom of how this team was performing, and honestly, it felt like because of how SOFM plays. So the Shy was for me the best top laner of the split, and then it was Rich, and then it was I don't even know which way we went down. I think I started talking about
Wayward.
Wayward. You're right. Like Wayward was there for sure.
Oh, legend. Yeah. So like, I think Shy is good. I think I saw a lot of positive play from On.
True.
I'm not convinced about this jungle lady mid. Right. I'm not as convinced. I will put this team top 10.
Top 10. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Because I put them top 6 for last split. Oh my god, they actually hit 6. Wow.
Which I think is I feel like this is my bold take, right?
Yep.
Putting them top 10. People will disagree with this potentially. I don't have faith in this roster. And they could end up surprising me with it. I don't think this team will go for Worlds. I for sure don't think they will go.
No,
Worlds.
I can agree with not going to Worlds. Like unless something changes and SOFM is, I don't know. I do think you talk about jungle mid AD. I think the biggest problem by far, say what you will about the other two roles, is SOFM. I think SOFM is like the biggest issue with this roster. Holy fuck.
I mean, I say issues with Huanfeng and Angel. It's like reservations. I don't think it's major issues. SOFM is like, I think especially jungle is so stacked in the LPL and jungle is so broken in competitive.
I remember, I can't remember the play. I think even Angel had an issue where, like, this team, I don't know what comms are. And obviously, I'm not a pro player. I'm not a coach. I have no experience here. I just remember watching a game in regular season or playoffs where the Shy was skirmishing. SOFM was, like, on his way. And then Angel had mid-prio. He had the shove. And he just didn't move. And even the enemy mid laner moved before him. And Angel literally was, like, still pushing like 3 minions or something, and was like 10 seconds late to a play. It was so frustrating to watch. And there's been so many plays like that where SOFM is like invading without top pro, and you're like, okay, but why? Why is this team doing what it's doing? And it was just, Angel was good in spring.
I'm gonna send you a VOD, right? And I want you to open this on screen so everyone can see it. Just pause it as soon as you get it, and I want everyone to take a look. This fucked me, right? This fucked with me. This kind of messed me up in the head. But when everyone spots it, they'll I don't know, man. I don't know what was going on here. Just open it up on the stream, and then just have it full screen. It pause it as soon as like it loads up the time I've sent, and then just tell me what I'm talking about. You gotta make sure you pause
Is it the flash queue? Hang on.
No. Go back. I don't care about the flash queue, dude.
Okay, this is what you sent me.
Don't watch the play. You need to get. Go back, further back.
Hang on. We're gonna reopen. Make this easier. Reopen and pause.
Insta pause. Yeah,
I got you. We're pausing. All right. What am I looking at? Okay, so Doggo's it's BLG vs Weibo. Doggo's moving to Herald. Weibo's soloing Herald. Fofo's top has.
I'll tell you when I got it, or I'll tell you if someone in chat gets it.
Okay, they'll probably get it before me.
You might want to move. You got the text chat on the screen.
Oh, do
I want to move that other way, but.
Oh no. but it's your name. It has to go there. I'll move. Am I okay
This
here?
fucked me up, man. This kind of messed me up.
Is it the build that we talked about before? It's not the Everfrost Akali, right? Is that it? Because we talked about Everfrost Akali.
Everfrost Akali, bro. Okay. I know. I just bringing it up again. I wanted everyone to see.
Oh my god! I remember.
Like, this is the janky thing. Is that when I think back to the series, I think Everfrost Akali.
Yeah.
And I don't think Grasp TP Victor top, which is also what the fuck is going on.
Ghost teleport Victor top with Grasp, yeah.
Dude, and he just got shit on because obviously they're just gonna camp the fuck out of him. Like, you don't have Flash as Victor, like, obviously. And they have a Gwen, so they could just camp you and get Gwen. But then we have Angel.
I remember this was Joe and Dag casting this as well.
We have Shield Bow Varus, which is pretty jank as well. But like, Why the fuck do we have Everfrost Akali in this game? Like, what? What the fuck is going on? Who, like, was this like an ultimate bravery game?
Yeah.
Where, like, Angel Huang Feng the
Dude, next to
Shy,
getting a rapid
like,
fire cannon.
dude, literally, like, Angel is like, I'm gonna troll my build and build Everfrost, and Huang Feng's like, oh well, I'm gonna pick Varus and then go Shield Bow, and then the Shy is like, hold the fuck
Oh
on,
my
guys.
god.
Like, it's all so janky.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Intact, thanks for the 21 months. Appreciate it, brother. Dude, it's nuts. No, guys, if you haven't got it, Everfrost Akali. First of all, Akali doesn't have mana. Guys.
See you later, Hoflex. Thanks for this sub you gifted me. Yeah, I honestly don't know what the fuck is going on here. I really just have no idea. It's so weird.
God.
And maybe this is part of the reason why I'm so low on Weibo. The fact they can do this shit in a game.
They didn't win that game, did they?
No.
Oh, thank God.
And the thing is, there is some positives. Sometimes they build out some cool stuff. Like remember in like playoffs, was like just playing spellbook every champion. That was some Chad energy. That I fucking love to see.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, sorry, that took a lot of time.
No. Don't worry. How are you going for time? Are you all good?
Yeah, let's just try and speed through. We've got a couple of teams.
Yeah, you look, these will be easier, right? Because now we're on WE, and WE were like all new lows. Dude, this team was not good, and I'm kind of glad because dude, I was high on Bubu when he was on V5, and then I got a reality check because watching Bubu closer, I'm like, holy crap, this guy was like laning pretty bad. He's gotten better. Granted, like Bubu has gotten a lot better, but kind of crazy how rough this team is. Did Teacher Mars back?
SMLZ is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. SMLZ is on this roster now, isn't he? Holy shit, there's actually a lot. Hang on, let me go top jungle. So top jungle confirmed. Views not on there, I don't think. No, there's only Beishang on this. Shanks Xie. And Teacher Mars apparently a sub.
Oh, really? Was he a sub before?
I'm not sure if he was before.
It says he joined 2019, so I think he was.
Okay. Is his contract being pushed forward? Or is it just still there? Okay. Well, we can hope. Stay Xing.
Yeah.
SMLC, sorry. Yeah. And look, means I can get rid of the players missing. SMLZ. Control Z. Jesus. I just deleted the whole thing. Sorry. We're back.
Yeah, I remember this roster and I was like, okay, WE got off to a bad start, but the start of their schedule was like really harsh. Like they faced Weibo and V5, and at the time Weibo were looking good. Then they faced Top Esports. Then they faced LNG, and I was like, it's a rough start. Okay, WE will get and then they faced JDG, then EDG. I'm like, it's a rough start. Like,
yep.
It felt like the lineup was really stacked towards like the start of the split. And I was like, it'll get better. And then they lost to LGD. I was like, okay, that's just a fluke. They haven't got the confidence yet. And then they lost to OMG.
Yeah.
And then they lost to BLG. And then they lost to Ultra Prime. And then they lost to RA. And at that point, I was like, okay, they're just shit.
Yeah.
They're just shit. And it's hard to say. I don't know if they change it to the bot lane, it could be. I feel like this is top 17. I don't even feel like I need to say more. This is top 17.
Yeah. It's such like Beishang, great name, dude. When they lost Breathe, I will say, like having a strong top side, going to Bubu is just a different vibe for me.
Dude, how much has changed since since summer? Because they lost Elk as well, right?
Yeah, it was Elk and missing that were like Elk was just like the cornerstone of WE. Then
Elk,
they had Breathe.
Missing and Breathe. Yeah, I mean, it's like they made a good fucking run in playoffs.
They did
last summer, and then they are just. That's the thing. Like I know that obviously the changes are going to hurt them, but I didn't think they'd fucking tank this hard.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, and I don't know who they're going to run because Shie is still on the team. Like, Shie is back on the team. But, I don't know. Shanks was kind of hit and miss for me. SMLZ doesn't make enough of a difference. Like, he was really solid when he played the split for Ultra Prime. But he was playing around a bad team. And so if he's playing around again, like, a bad team, I don't know. This is hard without, like...
Let's just move on. Top 17. I don't want to talk about them anymore.
Okay, top esports.
I want to talk about my babes. Top esports.
Oh, they're your babes, are they? Since that dude, you like Munchables.
Wayward
was sick.
Oh, man. It's not just the gameplay. It's dabbing on everyone with the emotes.
Yeah.
He sold himself. He sold himself to me. I was the buyer. I was the investor.
True.
Absolute legend.
I need to put him first because originally Zoom was on the roster, then it was Qingtian, then it was Wayward. They were a triple top team, and it was just kind of nuts to see like, oh, they're starting Wayward, all right, and then Wayward starts bodying people. I don't know.
Not only does he body them, but he also dubstep emotes on them.
Yeah, he does.
Absolute chad.
The emote king, dude. Oh, I know you love Wayward.
Okay. I've seen this question in chat. Why is Top Esports still keeping Joe and Qingtian? Yeah, you might be wondering that. They're starting Joe. Joe?
Draw.
How do you say again?
Draw.
Draw. Dude, I think this is my hardest name in the entire league.
Well, because everyone says Joe. Machine says Joe. I think Munch says Joe.
Joe. I'm gonna practice.
Like put a W. Put in your English. Like draw. Yeah. Draw. I put like a W in like because ZH is
Jewel.
Yeah.
Jewel.
And then make it one. As Herman. I'm just gonna call him Herman.
Dude, he's actually saved me.
Draw. I don't know. I know it's not first tone, but draw.
Okay, I think I'm getting better. Anyway.
Draw. Yeah. So if you just say draw, but you get faster. Draw. It's the stream, guys. The pronunciation.
Oh god, it's so hard.
Now say Wuji Bi Fan. Wuji Bi Fan.
Wuji Bi Fan.
There we go. I forgot what that means. I'm not sure if it's like Wuji Bi Fan. Oh, what comes up must come down, or no? When it gets to its worst, it gets better from there or something. Okay. Anyway. Now you're gonna be saying draw. So do you say draw is starting?
I've heard a rumor.
Right. So not Jackie Love and Mark.
And it's so Jackie Love's starting. Of course, Jackie Love's fucking starting.
No. But Jackie Love and Mark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, which is jank because Mark looked really good.
He did.
But then again, like, Joe, like, benched himself. Kind of, not really. I don't know how much of the truth that is, but he's kind of like, I'm not playing good. I don't want to.
Oh no, he came out with. I'm pretty sure he came out with a tweet and said that.
Yeah, I don't know how much. Like, we can only speculate, but clearly he was underperforming. He was like, I'm stepping down.
Yeah.
I think I'm playing good enough. Yeah. You know what? I'm a fucking believer. This lineup's fucking stacked, right? And Wayward's a gangster. Knight and Jackie Love, I think it's like it should be carry meta. Now I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, but they're so bad in the mid to late game. Like RNG completely dominated. Like even though they had massive early leads, they kept losing. Bro, T1 had the same thing, right? Maybe RNG are just really fucking good in the mid game.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to remember, Top Esports on a massive fucking winning streak. They also bodied V5 2 times in a row.
True.
Did they? Wait, was it 2 times or just 1 time? I'm pretty sure they bodied them 2 times, right?
You know more than me.
Yeah, they bodied V5 2 times in a fucking row.
Yeah.
Right. RNG just are absolute macro monsters when it comes to the mid game. So everyone was kind of like harping on Top Esports, they fall apart. And dude, it's easy to look at it that way when you see RNG pull them apart. But RNG will make you look shit.
True.
That's the power of RNG. So honestly, I have so much faith in this team. I think the meta should be good for them.
True.
I am putting them top 2 for now.
Whoa.
I'm putting them top 2. They might be my number 1, but we'll put them top 2 for now. We'll do the full lineup afterwards.
Size 18 on that one. Holy shit. Okay. Wow.
Good.
What the fuck is happening? Hang on.
Legends.
Music's taking a toll. Dude, that's kind of nuts. But completely justified when you think about how fucking good their top laner is out of nowhere. How, like, I was really keen on Xiaopeng's games. Tien's kind of like is still playing great League of Legends. Knight was one of the top 3 mid laners. And then it's just a question of bot, right? Like, I think bot was the speculation. You'd say Tien at parts of the split, but like Jackie Love with his duo can have really high highs, and then they can also lose in 2v2. So
yeah,
outright, like, dude, that's nuts.
We'll see.
Okay, top 2.
We'll see.
We'll get you to come back to that. We'll keep going, so you're not up till like 3 a.m. All right, TT, here we go. Another top 17. We're in the 17.
When you look at changes,
so we got Beichuan in, right? Let me. God. Oh, so that's right. Hoya's in top lane. So I don't know enough about Hoya. Like, I honestly, was he on the Sandbox? Was he the Sandbox roster? Griffin, Damwon Kia. Okay. Oh, he was literally on Damwon Kia's roster with Burdol.
Yeah, but didn't Birdle play more than him?
Don't know. LCK fans, step up. Fred at Brion, and he was on Griffin. Demon gave me top, yeah. So, no Hoya. Okay. So, what do people actually think about this top laner? Because I actually have no clue. Also, he's sharing time with Xiaoshang. I just pointed out that Xiaoshang has kind of proven himself. When he had to fill in for EDG, I think he's a pretty decent top laner who people will be surprised by. Beichuan and Xiao 7. Dude, actually, wait. Okay, this roster's changed a lot.
This roster has changed a lot.
Okay, hang on.
I think one of the major issues with this roster, though, was Yukal in the mid lane. I mean, I think mid lane was an issue, but I think Yukal... I think Puff and Southwind had some good moments.
They did.
As a duo. I wasn't impressed with Yukal, so I don't know how much this changes things. Ultimately.
Yeah. Hard, right? Yao. Want? His name Want?
Mid lane's such a broken role in the LPL.
Oh, this is Pudding. Yeah, and when it's very easy to notice weak mids, like when Maple was here, when Forge was like I'm gonna say growing up, like Shanks at First Instinct, Yukal, Yeji, Uekai was here and there, but yeah, it's really easy to notice. Care, like Gory. Yeah. We're gonna put these guys. I think like we don't know enough about Hoya. He was huge for Fred at Brion. He seems bad, says Bryce. Welcome. Yukal was actually good. I'm not sure about that. Well, in LCK you can, yeah. I remember in LCK, but in LPL Yukal was not great.
You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe this team's the wild card. We just stick top 14.
Top 14.
We'll see. Well, none of this is set in stone yet. We'll slam them there just because why the fuck not?
Okay. I like that. Great. Okay.
I can't put every team top 17.
Yeah, you do.
We should have just done that. Speedrun the whole thing.
Everyone's top 17.
Thanks for coming.
Shit. That's all right, guys. There's your power ranking. Everyone's within the league. There's no one outside. Oh, God. Zoom's in this roster now. Ultra Prime. Zoom is here. Okay. Is that confirmed? It is. Zoom is on Ultra Prime. I'm going to put ZS there, but I do not expect him to play. Hacker. Yeah, he bought at this roster. Elk, Shousey.
And time, bro. It's nearly top 2.
It's top 2.
It's nearly half 2.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. We'll go. We'll get through. We'll get through.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's 11:24. Yeah. Right.
I think Zoom's a solid upgrade. Still not a big fan of Hacker.
No.
I like Elk. I think Chelsea's has some good performances.
Yeah.
I think this is a top 14er.
Top 14er? Yeah, okay. Zoom's a massive upgrade though, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. With the rest of the talent, jungle especially. Jungle and like mid, I'd be sus. I'm glad we actually need 4, 3, 5 minutes on this one, right? Pick one. V5. I am now assuming V5 is Nip. Surely.
Get the Nips out.
Surely Nips are out. Yeah. Surely this is now Nip. Like, it's been a full split. LPL wouldn't deny them being called. But there's been no announcement. There's literally been no announcement that it's NIP. So, oh my God. If it's still not Nip, like, you've acquired this team and what, LPL won't let you change?
Dude, what would be hilarious is if they, like, win the split, win Worlds, and then next split they suck ass.
Oh, yeah.
And they become NIP and they just suck. That'd be hilarious.
Hang on, I need to tweet at them. We're going to have to tweet it. Okay. There we go. All right, let's get some traction so we get an answer. Rightio. Orcs need sleep. Now, we've got Rich, Casa, Xiaolong Bao is on this roster. PZX is gone. Probably just there as a little look. Dream is on this roster behind Rookie. I don't actually know.
I hope we never see him.
Dream is.
Oh, we will actually. I'm pretty sure Rookie's stuck in Korea for a bit.
Ah.
So we're going to see Dream at the start of the split.
Okay.
And that's no disrespect on Dream, by the way. No. That's not really toxic towards Dream, but no. I mean, any mid in the world, if they're on the same roster as Rookie, I hope we never see them.
If it was Faker and Rookie on the same roster, I'd be like, honestly, it feels like a 50-50. So
put Faker on the bench, I want Rookie.
I actually think true. He's staying in KR for a bit. Intact, thank you. Yeah, okay, so it confirms it.
Yeah, so the start of the split will be with Dream, which I think it's inevitable.
Yep.
That you can say that'll make them weaker.
But Photic and PP Gold were a surprising bot lane. I think top 3 duo bot lane, maybe not individually in roles, but as a duo they were nuts. And Photic was sick.
This roster, everyone expected Rookie to be fantastic, right? Casa, I think he performed well, really well, but I don't think that's too wild to presume. I think the main thing was bot and top.
Yep.
I think people didn't expect them to be that good.
True.
I know people are still critical of Rich. They're like, he kind of flopped towards the end in playoffs, but the vast majority, he was really solid, right? I think one thing that I really liked about him was he found these great opportunities when he had Prio, when he was in the side lane to move towards mid and find an engage.
Yep.
That was something that when he first joined was really nice.
So good, yeah.
And then I thought he was just going to play this facilitator role, and they stuck him on like carries, and he got that solo kill against the Shy, and I was like, holy fuck.
Dude, the Akshan, yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
So I like this roster a lot.
I do.
They did kind of flop against Top Esports. I do think that is just because Top Esports is jacked, cracked, and stacked. But yeah, these are top 4 for me.
Okay. Which I think is completely fair. Like, honestly, I'd probably be looking at putting them 3rd or 4th at this point. So now, Orcs
full power ranking.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm gonna do? Hang on. I'm gonna put clock. Put a clock in front of it, right?
Oh god.
Right? I'm gonna give you, yeah, because you have a bedtime. All right?
Can you give me a timer to do my ranking?
I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. All right?
It'll take that long.
And I'm gonna talk to chat while you do it. You can have your solitude, and then I'm gonna hang on. Oh, we need to, guys. Why don't we make this bigger? No, I don't want to see baby in the corner. All right? I don't want to see that. All right, we do that. Okay, and I'm gonna talk to chat. Time starts now, and I'll mute.
Okay.
Right, so guys, he can't hear me. Okay, he's doing his own thing while we do this. All right, we're gonna leave it here, so you and I can have a bit of a chat. So he's got 3 minutes to put these power rankings in, and so we have something as well for the end of the video. Thanks to everyone for coming in. First of all, thank you for all the follows coming through. XMHCX. Wow, I'm so good. Nushex, Love and Flow, Quiet Potato Chip, Raymond, and Dumb One Kia followed me. The real Dumb One Kia. Holy PogChamp. Intact, thank you so much for the 21 months. Thank you for Paul. Thank you for all the subs coming through. Appreciate it. I haven't streamed in a hell of a long time. Like, it's been 3 weeks, and yeah, you know, I put out a tweet. It was very controversial. I need to take a step back from esports for the time being because I knew that it would affect my broadcast if I was still lingering on it. So took a bit of a step back. Started tweeting again a couple of weeks after, and now I'm kind of just getting back to normal. So I'll remember next time, you know. I'm going to be a little bit more passive. I'm a bit too opinionated, and sometimes people take it the wrong way, and I don't want that. So, yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. After Orcs puts out his power rankings, we'll have a quick discussion, and then we'll finish up there. He's got to go to bed. It is very late for him in the UK. A big thank you to him as well, because right now for him, it's like 2:30 in the morning. So we have to cut this short. Oh, it's not even short. We'll be going for 2 hours. Coward bringing back Chinese stream point reward. I will do Chinese streams once a week. So we'll get back into that habit, especially while broadcasting. I like learning the language when I'm casting a Chinese league. Also in Sydney, there is a large Chinese community, and I keep running into people who speak Mandarin, like all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish it was better just because it's so much fun speaking a different language, you know? You're happy RNG won MSI, but it was rubbish. Well, dude, I mean, I'm just happy LPL maintained its dominance, you know? Pure Evil Clutch, Splinso, Cognus, intact. MDK Dragon, thank you for being here as well. Perucci, good to see you after so long. Boss as well. We've got 50 seconds till Orcs finishes his power rankings. We're hiding it up so there's no spoilers. Red Shroomish just got here. Did we cover the swap? Yes, we did. The VOD will be available on YouTube. I know I said that with my last ones that were on Twitch for the MSI casting, but I was like, maybe I don't because I only did 2 episodes. Not really worth uploading, but this will be available. This will be available. That's why I've got the no copyright music in the background. I want to make sure the VOD is working. Because if the VOD gets copyright strike, I'm going to be really pissed off. Do I think Beishang's going to leave once his contract up? I'm not sure, but if WE stays the way it is, potentially, right? WE are kind of disappointing, and I'm not sure about Bubu as a top laner. You're a native speaker, 3rd gen. Let me know if I can help. Always. Come to the Mandarin speaking streams. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Are you done?
I think I'm done.
You think you're done? Okay. Let's cross. Big reveal. Dude, why is it top? Oh, okay. I was just like, you didn't do anything. You didn't fucking do anything. Okay.
Top 17.
All right. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm literally going to put in this. Okay. Oh my God. Hang on. Oh, that's even worse. I'm so sorry for everyone's eyes. Oh. God. Messing this up a bit, aren't we? All right. Let's go. Let's make sure we're wrapped, though. Right. Anyone's Legend, 15th. BLG.
Can you extend it? Oh, yes.
Yeah. Why is this still top 17 for LGD?
Because I thought it was funny.
Right, well, there's no other 17, so we're going to assume it, all right? So, he's put Anyone's Legend at 15, BLG at 7th, EDG 3rd, all right, FPX 8th, fair, IG in 13th, JDG 5th, top 17 for LGD, LNG 6th, 12th for OMG, RA 10th. Interesting, we've got IG below RA this time a little bit low considering where they finished, but fair. RNG second. Weibo Gaming number 9. 16 for WE. Number 1 top esports. TT 14th. Ultra Prime 11th. Which is, you know, surprising for me that OMG are below Ultra Prime, but maybe Zoom upgrade for you is big. And 4th for V5. All right. What needs, before you go to bed, what needs explanation the most, do you think? I mean, your top esports, you kind of explain, like, the strength of laners. I'll give you, like, a
sentence for each one. Just a quick sentence for each one.
Summarize. Here we go. Anyone's legend.
AL, I think a lot of the benefits they got were based on Jinx on Betty. I think they're going to struggle this split. Meta doesn't really suit them.
Okay.
BLG, they still have a stacked lineup, even though I think this team doesn't work well together. Any change is good change, I feel like, for this roster with how badly they performed. But 7th isn't a great performance for the player talent on the team. EDG, I'm a believer EDG will bring things together. I think the meta is really good for Scout and Viper. If we see like scaling carries in the mid AD role, I think Mako is going to be the best enchanter player in the league. So I'm confident. FPX, I feel like there's a lot of potential for this roster. I think Care, given more time to grow, could be really solid. I love the bot lane. I love Hung in particular. So, I don't know, optimistic. IG, I think compared to some of the other teams, they do well. I think they're a proactive team, which I like to see, but I do think they struggle after a certain point. So, not super high expectations. JDG, I don't think they're going to make Worlds, and I think this is a team who kind of found their rhythm throughout the split. But I feel like they, you know, as much as Hissing definitely stepped up quite a bit, Kanavi had a really good performance. I don't believe in them compared to some of the other top 4 rosters. So LGD, I don't believe in this roster. The top 17, they could be first.
They could be first. They could be 17th. Okay.
LNG, I actually rated LNG lower when we were talking before. I think they had the worst possible split in spring. And I know this sounds really weird, but I feel like if Arley doesn't bomb, if Tarzan plays well, this roster should be capable of doing better. I don't think they're going to make Worlds, but I think we hopefully see a bit more for them than just 7 wins into losing and falling apart. OMG, again, kind of feel like best of the rest. I don't think anything's drastically changed, but I think it's a young roster. We could see them grow. RA, I believe in this roster again, and I think Strive is definitely an opportunity. But I just still think there's rosters like BLG, which you'll just like pound for pound stat check them. RNG, I think it's roster upgrade. As I said, they just came off MSI, where they're the clear best team in the world, but I feel like the meta changes might be rough for them. And I think they are best in the world on MSI meta. Don't know if we're going to see something that good for them again. Weibo, I just don't believe this roster. I don't believe in SOFM. I think the Shy is still phenomenal. And I think the rest of the players have moments, but SOFM, just to me, does not play the jungle the way I think you should.
Excuse me. WE?
WE, there's a little bit of optimism, because maybe like SMLZ and heal in the bot lane could be something different, but I just don't believe in this lineup. I think they really struggled last split, and I don't think enough has changed for them to come in.
Excuse me. Top esports now. Okay.
Top esports, baby.
So Jackie, you think meta and strength of lanes, right? Like, that's what you're banking on.
I think this is a stack lineup. I think the meta is going to be, you know, if we have Jackie Love able to play things like Cog Lulu's being played in scrims at the moment. I don't know if I'll carry on for the whole fucking year. I don't care, dude. Jackie Love able to make aggro plays and 80 carries and knock out 1 hit. Ooh, give it to me. Knight carry mid meta. Knight, oosh.
True.
I just have faith, right? And this is a roster that hopefully will grow more and more as the split goes on. And because I think ultimately this is a very talented lineup, but RNG were a cleaner team, and if Top Esports can pick up the slack in that regard, we could see pretty strong performance.
True.
TT, they changed things, which I think could be a positive. But ultimately, I don't see them drastically changing up where they are. That's kind of my summary.
That's fair.
Ultra Prime, I had more faith in this roster, honestly. I feel like Crying, as much as people slam on him for his role in RNG, he was like an instrumental part to how they played. And the fact is, they now have a top laner who's worth playing for, right?
Yeah.
And Elk was already before worth playing for. Like, I feel like their game plan last split was try and play Roam towards Elk. So I'm kind of optimistic about this roster, but I don't think they're going to be like fantastic. V5, a lot of people might think this is quite low for V5. Ultimately, as much as I have like faith in Rookie, and I really enjoyed playing this team, watching this team play, I just don't have as much faith in them as the other top 4. That's not to say I don't rate them, and they very easily could like end up completely like outshining the other 3 and coming out on top. But I feel like we saw some weaknesses in playoffs, and ultimately, as much as Rookie is fantastic and, in my opinion, best in the league individually, I'm not sure that's enough.
Okay. Well, all right. So top esports is number 1, RNG 2. Quick summary: the top 4, EDG 3rd, V5 4th. That's what you put. Everything else comes after that, and it's kind of self-explanatory. People might disagree, but honestly, I like the list, and I'm still thinking about who I want to put number 1, number 2. But at this point, I feel like top esports, RNG, V5, and EDG as a top 4 feel very solid with what we saw from Spring, plus any roster upgrades or movements. So you're a legend, sir.
Just as final, I think it's hard because we haven't seen a ton of changes from Spring.
Yep.
It's not going to be the same as Spring. It never is.
No.
But it's hard to conceptualize that it is going to be different.
Yep.
Because ultimately we've just, like, the last we saw these teams, most of these rosters are very similar. Like, we just saw V5. You know, I feel like it's hard, and sometimes you're throwing shots in the dark, but I'd say I'm pretty happy with this.
I'm good. Because now it's public, and you can't change it. Now it's literally imprinted here on the document. I'll take away your edit access. People won't
everyone
understand.
Can laugh at me.
Yeah.
Everyone can laugh at me. You were wrong.
And it'll be on YouTube, and then I'll put the YouTube video on Reddit, so everyone knows how big of a brain you are.
Yeah, or they think I'm an idiot, and they're like, get this guy off the show.
No,
get rid of him.
You've been on MSI. You can't be an idiot anymore, okay? Everything you say has to be right. So,
nice.
Good
Hell
stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right, it's 2:42.
I will see. I'm excited. I'm excited for summer. And the main thing, I'm going to say this, the thing with MSI is we sent RNG, and RNG won. Fantastic, great. But I want Worlds. I want to see V5 top esports. I want to see EDG back on the world stage. I want to see them fucking. And you know what I don't want? I don't want fucking RNG EDG quarterfinals. I want all 4 teams to make out a group, so we see all 4 teams having a fucking best of 5.
True.
Boomba clap. That is what I'm looking for.
Boomba clap. Then semi-finals is 4 LPL teams. Oh my god. Could you imagine?
No, I don't want that.
No, you don't?
Because that would be boring, man.
True.
I guarantee if you ask some fans, they're like, yeah, I want all 4. Like, LPL, all 4, whatever region you support. But no, dude, that's no fun. You want it to be a fight till the end. Like, think how sick last Worlds was.
True.
And EDG had to fight their way through 3 Korean teams in semifinals. Obviously, they only fought 2 of them, but you know what I mean? Like, that was sick.
It was. That's true, dude. That's true. And it was like, one of the best ones. Game 5 Worlds, dude. Only ever happened one other time.
Oh, I love it.
I know.
Love it. I want steaks. I love steak.
Oh, I love steak too. What a great guy. All right, so I keep trying to send you off to bed, and you just keep going for it. It's literally 2:43 a.m. for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah. I said it was going to be an hour and a half, and I absolutely lied.
Yeah.
Oh, Lyrics here now. Oh my god, I invited him, and he said he was busy, which I know he was. Oh, and Lyric says he thinks they'll still be called V5. Okay. Well, sir, go to bed. I'll let you go. Go and sleep. Say hi to the family.
Just before I go, I want to see what Lyric thinks of my list. My tier list.
Oh, yeah. What does Lyric think? Also, Hyper Shame, you going to come say hello? You said goodnight. No, but you're going to come pop your head in? You're okay. But hop in. And then Lyric's gonna. Do you want to rate his tier list? Hello. Why are you Gandalf?
Hello.
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 I'm sick.
Oh.
Sick of me. Nice.
Oh, I like your
Bye,
blanket.
Yeah, we got it at Disneyland Paris. Super PogChamp. Cognis is very obsessed with you. I can't see the whole thing. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Here, Lyric. Hang on. Here you go. How's this? Yeah, there it is. That's the whole thing. For a bit of a summary for everyone, while Lyric looks at the list, thank you again, all for watching. You know, we will keep promoting LPL. Absolutely. This will be on YouTube, as someone watching in the future will see. I'll throw that little TLDR up there as well. But, yeah, Orcs, you're legit. Oh, he's upset about V5 being fourth. Well, I don't care.
I knew he'd be upset. I knew he'd be upset.
I don't care. We don't have to care, dude. This is... Actually, you don't have to care, you know? I might put them third, Lyric, but I'm not sure. I'm curious to get his opinion as well. Press F11. That would have been a good idea, wouldn't it? There you go. All right. Lyric's going to be upset. Orcs, I'm going to send you off to bed.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. You're a legend. Absolute legend. I'll make sure all sub revenue needs to go to Orcs. We need to pay him for this because his time, it ain't cheap. He's an MSI caster now, dude. He literally runs the world. He stands on desks and he looks people in the eye like Quick Shot and says, I don't care how long you've been around. There's a new boy in town. That's you now, dude. So give him thank you. Yeah, thank him. Bless him. Even if I'm not even religious, I'll bless you. Next time you sneeze.
Oh, thank you very much.
No, you're so welcome. We'll talk soon, okay? Send love to the family.
Babes.
Thank you for coming on. Bye, Orcs.
Bye.
Bye. Big thank you again to Orcs. What a legend. That's his power rankings. That's what Orcs thinks. And that's the LPL 2022 Summer Rankings and Rosters.